You say hard luck. Do you mean hard luck as in...
Hard luck is in he wasn't fortunate enough to be born in an igloo 5,000 miles away without TV, water, or, drive.
What do you mean by that, Ray?
I'm being ironical. Look, you better wait in the car, because Sonny won't talk to me if you're there.
Understood.
You want the radio?
No, that's all right. I've got a Mahler symphony I'd like to listen to.
Yeah, well, you need the keys.
There's no need, Ray. I have the score right here.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't have any money.
What do you mean you don't have any money?
I don't have any money.
You don't have $10?
Relax. So, how's it going, man?
Good. And you want a beer?
Yeah, thanks.
2 beer? Cheers. Thanks. So what happened to that job at the video store?
That guy was a jerk, man. I mean, I appreciate your help and all, but that guy was a jerk. My mother dies. He wouldn't give me a week off.
Sonny, your mother died a year ago.
Grief has its own time frame. Can't rush it.
Does your parole officer know that you're living upstairs here?
No, it's just temporary. Irene's pregnant, right? We get our first welfare check. We're moving in together. It'll be a nice place.
That's great. That's good, I mean that. So you got anything for me?
That container of computers that got lifted up the docks last week. I know one of the guys.
You know one of the guys.
I know a guy who knows one of the guys.
Right. That's more like it.
Hey, give me my money. Hey, break it up. Break it up. Take a walk. You sit down.
Steal my money.
He hustled me. Yeah, we'll drop it. Let it go.
I gotta go to the camp.
What do you expect? You eat an entire pizza and you drink a gallon of water, you will have to pee 10 times an hour. The concept is called cause and effect. Well, I realize it may be somewhat difficult for you to grasp. It's something you should try to come to grips with. It'll make life a whole lot simpler. Get ready.
The reason I'm shaking, the ocean breaks. Photo guys are done. Print guys are moving in now.
This was in his hand.
Hey, what's that?
OTT Club.
Over the top.
Commercial airlines hand these out to their flight crews. This one would commemorate 100 trips over the pole, top of the world. You know, Ray, judging from the maple leaves inset and the filigree, I'd say this was a Canadian airline.
Canadian.
Airline.
Filigree.
Mm-hmm.
I never seen it before. I told you, I don't even know what it is.
Ever been to Canada, George?
Canada? Come on, man. I'm not even allowed out of the state. Look, I told you already. I went to the can, and there he was on the floor. I didn't do it. He was already there. Look, is he gonna be okay?
No. He's dead.
Dead? The guy's dead.
Yeah. Real dead. You guys were arguing about money.
Money? $10. Why would I kill somebody for $10?
You and I both know it is never about the money. It is about who's right, who's on top, who's Mr. Big, right?
Enough. Just go find Ray, now.
I'll talk to you when your superego is in more control of your id. Hi, Fraser.
Oh, Francesca.
What's with him?
I fell on him. I mean, I think it was... Well, I think he was startled more than he was actually hurt. But apparently I haven't been paying enough attention to him. You know, the fact is I think it's largely psychosomatic, so I'm just trying to ignore it.
Really? See, I never knew that dogs were so psychological. Have you ever heard of Pamela's dog?
No, I'm afraid not.
Oh, really? Yeah, she's famous. She drooled. I'm taking a psychology course.
Oh, perhaps you mean Pavlov's dog.
Look, I told you I didn't do it.
What about your fingerprints all over the knife?
I told you, I was trying to pull it out.
Oh, pull it out, not push it in, right? What?
The lieutenant wants to see you.
Okay, thank you. What the hell's going on? I'm in the middle of a...
Have a seat. Go ahead, Constable.
What the hell is this?
Quiet, Detective.
What is this?
Patience, Detective. Let it unfold.
They think she knew the driver.
Hey, wait a minute. A stewardess. Does this have anything to do with that over-the-top pin?
Shh, just watch it, Detective. That's it.
That's what?
It's an RCMP recreation of a crime that took place in Toronto 2 days ago.
That's a police recreation?
It's interesting, isn't it? The government funding of the arts in Canada produced a glut of filmmakers at the same time as American domination of Canadian cinemas left these enthusiastic young artists with very few arenas in which to ply their craft.
That's a human tragedy, Constable. Toronto police have given us a positive ID on the number on the pin. Belongs to the victim in that crime there, Chantal Bowman, age 26, had been dead for 36 hours. Homicide still unsolved.
Okay, so a stewardess in
A
Canada...
flight attendant.
A waitress in the sky in Canada is killed. Her pin shows up in the hand of a loser like Sonny in the south side of Chicago in this dump. What is the deal?
Well, that's why we have detectives, Detective. You are going to figure out that troublesome problem for us.
How?
Thank you for your attention. Merci pour votre attention.
So this French-English thing, they do it all the time?
Yes.
You mean like, hello, what's happening, que pasa? I mean, wow, it's gonna take us twice as long to get anything done.
Well, it's not an everyday speech, Ray. It's just in official announcements and the like.
How many of the French live in Toronto?
Actually, very few. Most of the non-English population is composed of Italian, Portuguese, and Chinese.
They speak French?
Not really, no.
Then why the...
Well, it's kind of a complex issue, Ray. You know, suffice it to say that we adopted a policy of multiculturalism as opposed to the melting pot of your American model. You know, it might be instructive and just a little bit of fun, too, to pick up a copy of the Royal Commission's report and the official bilingualism on our way downtown.
A little bit of fun, eh?
Could be fun. I'll hail a cab.
It's clean. Too clean.
Kommen Sie wieder zur Gruppe.
Photograph?
I'd be honored.
I'm terribly sorry. No, my mistake. Are you in a hurry? My daughter's recital.
Oh, really? How old?
6. That's such a great age.
Yeah.
Well, let me give you a hand here. Do you want to? Go ahead. No, you take it. Absolutely.
Hey!
Hockey tickets. Hey, need Leaf tickets?
Leaf suck.
Leafs rule.
Hawks rule.
Hawks suck.
You suck.
Yeah.
You are bilingual, Ray.
Tickets.
Ooh, the mothership.
I was very sorry about your father. He was a good man.
Yes, he was.
Please sit down. This is the murdered woman, Chantal Bowman. We've confirmed that the pen you found at the murder scene in Chicago was hers.
We already got somebody in custody for that murder, but we haven't come up with a connection yet.
There is another complication.
General Bowman.
Who's he?
He's one of our country's most decorated soldiers, recently honored by the United Nations for his peacekeeping efforts.
He's also the father of the dead girl, and he's sworn to find the killer. We don't want General Bowman to be the second victim in this tragedy.
What exactly is it that you want from me?
We believe, as does General Bowman, that Miss Bowman's killer lives in Chicago. We want you to find him before General Bowman does.
Whenever we had layovers in Chicago, she just disappeared. I tried asking her about it, but she was real coy. I know she had a boyfriend, but I never met him.
She ever mention a name or describe him in any way?
No, but he was older, I know that. And he had a lot of money. Well, that was important to Chantal. He was married, had a wife, 3 kids, 1 in college or something. She kept telling me that he was going to tell his wife about he and Chantal real soon, But the timing had to be just right, usual crap. No, Chantel, she was becoming like,
Obsessed? Fixated? Single-minded?
Yeah. Oh, she told me last week that if he didn't tell his wife about them, she was going to.
Still can't believe she's gone.
How old was she? 12?
Was this her apartment in Chicago?
How would you know,
Well, it stands to reason, right? I mean, he was a married man. They couldn't be seen together.
Oh, yeah. They did have a place.
You got an address?
No. But I have the key.
Home again, jiggity jig.
We'll be right back.
Chicago PDQ. Hey, break it up. Fighting on the street with rollerblades on. What is that? Come on. Francesca, what's up with the yellow thingamajobby?
The human mind. Did you know that our minds are affected by color? And yellow happens to be a very soothing color.
That is so interesting to me.
Ray, we found this in Sonny's room.
1980?
Yeah, well, doesn't he look familiar to you?
I wouldn't know this guy if he jumped out of my soup. Who the hell is Chad Maxwell?
St. Louis.
Sonny was from St. Louis.
You know that guy.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Hey, I know that guy.
Okay, so you know the guy, you know the guy, you know the guy. Who the hell is this guy?
He's that guy, you know. That, well, you know. What?
Guy. Francesca, can you phone the St. Louis Police Department if you're not too busy being yellow and got online?
My friend Nancy in trade is having a baby. It's a Mr. Feed Me. It preheats the formula and presents it to the baby. You can set it for 4, 5, 6 feedings a day. When the buzzer goes, it's time to feed the baby. What?
Well, sir, in my experience, although very limited, well, infants tend to tell their mothers when they would like to be fed by crying. I can't imagine that the mother-child bond could be improved upon by technology.
You're right. I'll get her one of those electronic security bracelets. That way she can keep track of it. So?
Our assignment from headquarters is to prevent General Bowman from taking the law into his own hands. On a more personal note, sir, it does feel quite good to be back in the saddle again.
Yes. The bit between the teeth. 2,000 pounds of pulsing horseflesh between your legs.
I was speaking metaphorically, sir.
As was I, Constable Fraser. As was I. Dismissed.
Sir. Would you please not make me look worse than I already do, thank you? Come.
Next, please.
United States, General. Is your visit business or pleasure?
Neither.
Okay, Sonny goes to Toronto, kills Chantel. Then he comes back, gets mugged for $10 in Chicago. That's a coincidence. They happen.
Yeah, but do you really think that's what happened, Ray?
Okay, George flies to Toronto, kills Chantel, then comes back and kills Sonny.
Well, why? And how would George even know Chantel?
I don't know. I do not know. All I know is this. His fingerprints were all over the knife, and he had Sonny's blood all over him.
Yeah, but he explained that.
Hang on. Squad room, Vecchio. Yeah, hang on.
Well, it's Constable Benton Fraser. Turnbull. Yes. I'll hold.
And now for sports, our very own Chad Percy, whose showing at the recent celebrity golf tournament for literacy in Buffalo was just brutal.
Oh, ouch. Guess your game's starting to rub off on me, Tom. Anyway, folks, last night was a banner night for football. The Windy City of Chicago went head-to-head with San Francisco in their final meeting of the season. Soldiers Field looked more like
What?
killing fields as Chicago trounced.
They're the same.
38-zip.
Chad Maxwell. Chad Percy.
Made it very difficult for the San Francisco quarterback to call any of his plays.
Mr. Percy.
Yeah.
Detective Vecchio, Chicago PD.
That golf game wasn't that bad.
I just want to ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
Well, I'm getting to Studio 4.
Let's just go somewhere more private. Yeah. Guys, you want to give me a couple of minutes here? Thanks.
You know Sonny Dunlap?
Son of a bitch, I can't believe he did it. Yeah, I know Sonny. I've been paying him $200 a week for the last 2 years. He wanted to up it to $5 or he was going to go public. I said the best I can do is $250. He said he was going to think about it, that dumb bastard.
When was the last time you saw him?
A week ago, maybe Monday or Tuesday. Look, Detective, that poster's 17 years old. I was hitting the sauce pretty heavy in those days. Yeah, I robbed a liquor store. I don't even remember doing it. I mean, where does this leave us now? I mean, there's a statute of limitations on robbery, isn't there?
Yeah, there is, but, not a murder.
What?
Sonny was murdered 2 nights ago.
Detective, you don't... I am not a violent man.
You pleaded guilty to common assault just 3 months ago.
Yeah, well, that was after a traffic accident. Even the judge said it was severely provoked.
Where were you Tuesday night?
This Tuesday? That's when he was killed? Well, I was butchering a game of golf in Buffalo.
Butchering?
Listen, I gotta go. But I hope you catch the guy, and if you need any help, feel free to call me.
Yeah.
You are an institution in Canada, sir. An icon. We understand your grief at this terrible time.
Don't presume to understand that, Inspector.
No, sir. But I must remind you that this matter is in the hands of the American authorities. We must leave it to them.
And what are you suggesting?
General, there is some concern that you may try to take the law into your own hands.
I have led men into some of the worst hellholes on this planet, Inspector, in the name of honor and this country. And you, representatives of this country, have the nerve to summon me here and accuse me of being a common criminal?
No, sir.
General, Inspector Thatcher, as always, is acting in the best interest of the Canadian people and of her government, often in very difficult circumstances.
I'm personally liaising with the Chicago Police Department in this case.
And if you would like to call me at this number tomorrow, I would be happy to go over every aspect of the investigation. Thank you, sir.
Fraser, I'm afraid that I may sometimes underestimate you.
Not without justification, I'm sure.
Still, it's comforting to know that I can think of you as a partner as well as a subordinate.
Be careful, son.
Of what?
Of me.
When a woman gets that stirring in her loins, watch out.
There's nothing stirring in anyone's loins.
Did you just say loins?
Oh, no, sir. Loins? Sir? Loins? Sirloins? Sirloins, possibly, because I have been thinking about a good piece of meat. Sir, will you excuse... What was that all about?
What was what all about?
You know perfectly well what I'm talking about in Thatcher Spector's loins.
You always know where you are with the clouds. I was taught that by the group of 6.
It was the group of 7.
Not in our group.
Dad, we are not in a locker room.
She wants you, son, and I imagine, by God, that she's gonna get you, too.
Those don't even look like clouds.
Oh, son. You look, but you don't see. Now look a little more closely at the detail. See, these are not really clouds. I got the whole family in there, all of us. Here's Uncle Tiberius. Behind him, Aunt Winnie. See that little space? That's for the grandkid. Saving that.
Group of 6. You look, but you don't see.
Who the hell are you?
Did you know Chantal Bowman?
What?
I'm sorry to have to inform you of this. There has been...
She's dead.
I'm afraid so, yes. Excuse me, sir.
Look, I got a wife. I got kids.
Detective Vecchio, please.
No, I can't get involved in this.
I first came to Chicago on the trail of the killers of my father. For a variety of reasons,
Step away from him, Constable.
General, please. Come along, sir.
Up against the car. Assume the position. Park.
I know you now.
Let's go, buddy. Come on. Stop him.
What kind of a country is this? The man who killed my daughter goes free.
Don't worry, nobody's going free. Just have a seat there.
I want to call the consulate.
No problem. You just take a seat there. I'll be right back, okay?
So, he admits he was shacking up with the Bowman woman, but he's got an alibi for the night of the murder.
Oh, yeah? Tight?
It's pretty tight.
How tight?
The night of the murder, he was addressing 2,000 members of the Chicago Booksellers Association at the Plaza Hotel.
That's tight.
Tell you one thing. He's more afraid of his wife than he is of us.
They've arrested him?
He is being detained.
We could have an international incident on our hands.
Sir. Sir. Oh!
Embarrassing to have to trade for General Bowman, like the Americans did for Francis Gary Powers.
What the Toronto Maple Leafs did for Dougie Gilmore.
Careful of the far side.
Oh! It's wet.
I was carrying ice.
Excuse me, Fraser. I'm wet.
No, it's perfectly all right, sir.
Fraser.
Yes, sir.
Fraser.
Sir.
Don't say sir every time I say Fraser, Fraser. Just let my thoughts reveal themselves. First of all, I want to apologize for my behavior in front of General Bowman.
Oh, no apologies necessary, sir.
Please. I'm afraid that I appeared less than managerial.
No, not at all.
I just wanted to thank you for intervening.
Yes, sir.
Not that you needed to intervene.
No, of course not.
The thing is, I've been a little preoccupied lately.
Huh. I hadn't noticed.
Well, I have. You know I went to my friend Nancy's baby shower just now. Thank you, by the way, for your advice on the gift. You were absolutely right.
Oh, I'm glad.
You're a surprisingly sensitive man, for all your physical strength and courage.
Please, sir.
I've been thinking lately about having a child.
Really? Well, I think you would make a crackerjack mother.
Thank you, Fraser. It's an enormous undertaking. And you know me. I mean, I wouldn't even know how to start. That's where you come in. Is your seat wet too?
No, sir.
Anyway, I was thinking with all your experience in the field that you might be the kind of man who would know a thing or two about this sort of business. I was hoping to involve you in the process.
In the process?
We'd have to be very discreet. And naturally, I'd want to get the whole thing over with as quickly as possible.
Oh, naturally.
So, I can count on you then to be up for this?
Oh, well, look where we are. Good old police station.
What a cutie.
Bye-bye. Fraser, look. Isn't that sweet?
Oh, yes, very,
Fraser.
Ray, where's the general?
With the lieutenant.
Detective?
With the lieutenant.
Fraser?
What?
Oh, she was sitting on ice.
That's cold.
Well, yes, but it melted.
Look, I got Evers in interview 1. Did you know his wife was Audra Binghamton? She's got all the money. She's one of the Chicago blue blood families. No wonder he's so worried about her finding out about this little chippy. One false move, he's out on the street without a dime.
It's good work, Ray.
Thank you.
Whose side are you on, anyway? I thought you were here to protect my interests.
General, Mr. Evers is an American citizen. As such, we deem him to be innocent until proven guilty of any crime.
He killed my daughter.
We have no evidence to that at this time. If and when we obtain such evidence, he'll be off the street faster than a drop wallet. I give you my word.
And in the meantime?
You could be deported, you could be held here at the police station, or you can be released into the custody of the Canadian consulate.
I have committed no crime.
Well, there could be a number of gun-related charges, General, and contrary to popular belief, we take that pretty seriously around here. We wouldn't want another War of 1812 on our hands, would we?
I don't blame you. You lost that war.
War of 1812? No, we didn't.
The name Queenston Heights ring a bell with you. We cleaned your clocks.
Inspector, would you get the General out of my office, please? The jail, the consulate, anywhere.
We can make you comfortable at the consulate, sir.
Good.
General? Not a good idea to mention 1812, sir. The Americans hate it when they lose a war.
Yes, thank you kindly. That was the Ballantine Hotel in Buffalo. They'll be faxing over a copy of Chad Percy's hotel bill from the night of Sonny's murder.
Okay, this is stupid. We got 2 murders, 2 suspects, 2 motives up the yin-yang, and we got 2 airtight alibis on the nights of the murders in question.
Hey, Ray.
Look, we're working here, Francesca. My super it is completely groovy, and if I ever start to drool, you'll be the first one I call, okay?
Fraser.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree that our air conditioning causes us to see things in certain ways?
Air conditioning? Perhaps you mean simply conditioning. You know, the School of Behavior.
What?
I just had an epiphany.
What?
Chad Maxwell did not kill Sonny Dunlap.
We know that because he wasn't even in Chicago at the time. What kind of epiphany is that?
It's an excellent epiphany. He was in Buffalo, which is less than 2 hours' drive from Toronto, where Miss Bowman was murdered. I think they traded victims.
Oh, Mother of God, you want to spell this out for me?
Nick Evers did not kill Miss Bowman. He killed Sonny Dunlap.
Chad Percy killed Miss Bowman.
They switched.
You see, both men wanted someone dead. Chad Percy because Sonny was blackmailing him and threatening to expose him.
And Miss Bowman was threatening to tell Evers' wife about their affair, thereby throwing him off the old gravy train.
Now, they both knew that they'd be prime suspects in any investigation of the murders, so they arranged to provide one another with ironclad alibis.
So Chad Percy was in Canada when Sonny was killed here in Chicago.
That's right. Nick Evers was in Chicago when Miss Bowman was killed in Toronto.
And wait a minute. Is there any proof of this?
I knew you'd ask that.
It's a working hypothesis.
Is there a shred of evidence that they even knew each other?
No, I'm afraid not.
Well, I suggest you find that shred. You'll excuse me now. I'm gonna get my super ego in touch with my id.
Bartok back, the black one.
Fraser, you aren't having any luck with the phone tap, so we're going to give him a jolt. We dug up the connection. Part of Percy's sentencing on that assault charge was going to these anger management seminars. We showed Avar's picture around and came up with positive ID.
All right, we ready to make the call?
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Evers?
Speaking.
Hi, this is the Chicago Police Department calling. Lieutenant Welsh would like to know if you could come in and speak to a couple of our officers regarding the Sonny Dunlap case.
Dunlap? I don't know. There must be some mistake. You must mean the Chantal Bowman case.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I must have mixed them up. You know how it is, drowning in paperwork and everything. I was just wondering, when could you come in?
Look, I've got another call. I'm alone in the office. I'll call you back.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah.
Don't hang up. This is a new phone.
You stupid bastard.
He's following me.
Who? Cops?
No, our father. He's gonna kill me, I know it.
Okay. You know the Douglas overpass just before the river? Lead him there. Take your time. Only 20 minutes.
He's heading west on Roosevelt. I'm right behind him, heading for the river.
Nice work, Ray. What took you so long?
I got a little lost in the long grass there.
What's going on here?
I thought you and your pal could tell us.
Pal, I've never seen this guy before in my life.
Oh, so what, you just go around trying to shoot perfect strangers?
You knew one another, didn't you, Mr. Evans?
You're damn right we know each other. And it was his idea. Down!
I have no quarrel with either of you. You stand aside, and I'll take them from here.
General.
Stand aside, or I will kill all four of you.
I didn't kill your daughter.
Yes, you did. You both did. And you can both answer for it.
You spent your entire life fighting to bring peace to people in the world. You want that struggle to end here?
They don't deserve to live.
It's not our decision to make.
I am a soldier.
And a Canadian. And as such, I know you believe in the rule of law, not in vigilante action. We have to leave this to justice, sir.
Say it. Say it.
I did it.
Did what?
I killed your daughter.
This was your baby bag. It was good for 40 below. Of course, little 60 below. Never heard anybody unless we were wearing Bermudas. Well, he can't be reared in this jungle. We'll have to move north.
You're a little ahead of yourself, don't you think?
You can run, but you can't hide, son.
What are you talking about?
Grandchildren.
Grandchildren. Dad, you cannot have grandchildren. You are dead.
So you keep telling me, with overmuch glee, I might add.
For God's sake.
Oh, come on, son. Is it going to kill you to give her a leg over?
A leg over? Dad, I really don't have time for this.
Well, that's what I said. Look what it got me.
Yeah, well, that's a different story. There you are. Leg over, foot down, thigh up. Lunatic.
It's not over yet, son.
Come in. Yes, Constable. What is it, Fraser?
Well, sir, I've given considerable thought to your proposal, and I mean, I have nothing against. Well, I have nothing against, you know. It's just that I'm not by nature impulsive, although I have been known, you know, to really let my hair. Well, no, that's not strictly speaking true. I've never even let my hair grow.
Is there a point to this, Constable?
Yes, sir. The point is that I just think that things like this should be taken incrementally. Perhaps we could start with conversation. And although, well, you and I have talked, so I suppose we could bypass that and just move to the next increment, dancing, possibly. No, not now. Not now, of course, because there is no music. Although, you know, my parents used to dance without music all the time. I recall a time in my childhood when...
Fraser.
Sir.
You didn't think that I
don't think that you...
Well, when I asked that you be part of the process, you didn't think that I was suggesting...
You were suggesting...
Well, that you...
That I...
Because
no.
that wouldn't be...
No, I mean, that would be...
I meant adoption, Fraser.
Sir, may I,
May you what?
be dismissed?
If you wish.
Oh,